You know what, bro? I'm not focused on love and sex right now, man. You know, because it doesn't pay the bills. I'm focused on what matters most. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it again in a few minutes because I know motherfuckers ain't got here yet. Well, like I said, man, I am not focused on love and sex. Sex and love. Focusing on chasing the bag, focusing on myself so that way when I go back to the dating market, I'll have some leverage. Feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm been focusing on, man. That's it. Yeah, it get lonely when you chasing the bag, but you know what? My mother and father, they left me here to chase it. So they wasn't gonna do it. So I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? I spent years chasing bitches, bro. And that's how I ended up here. In my situation now. Chasing them hoes. Chasing them hoes. You know. So when I go back to the dating market, I won't be labeled as broke and dusty. Simple as that. Feel what I'm saying? Because the worst thing in a man's life, the worst thing in a man's life is being broke. You know what I'm saying? I say that's the worst thing, anything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you bitches want to get me distracted, but I ain't distracted. I'm staying focused. I'm staying focused out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? I can't let motherfuckers get me off my rockers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta stand tall on my square, fool. Gotta stay focused on what matters the most, which is money. Gotta focus on my bread. That's it. I ain't got no time for no trolls. I ain't got no time for no games. I ain't got no time for no foolishness. I'm all about this bread up out here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no time for no motherfuckers who want to try to distract me and shit. A lot of that shit is a bunch of distraction from you getting the bag. You know, women, they love to try to take the bag from you, man. You gotta really watch out and be careful. Be careful about the women you deal with. Let them destroy your bag, destroy all opportunity for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys gotta understand some shit. You know, you gotta be on your P's and Q's and be on your purpose. Yikes. He almost ran the light. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. You know. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive out here. I swear, bro. If you get distracted, bro, man, I mean, can't allow these women out here, man, to fuck up your whole entire empire, man. All because you just wanted to get laid. You know, just because you wanted to have some sex. You're gonna allow this shit to fuck your whole entire operation up. Feel what I'm saying? All because you wanted to go into the butthole. All because you want to have some anal sex. It's like, man, this broad came out years later. It ain't like this shit happened, you know, a few days ago or some shit. You know what I'm saying? All types of false accusations being filed against you. All because you wanted to get some sex. All because you wanted to get laid. You can't even get laid nowadays, man. And you wonder why motherfuckers is having less sex nowadays. Look at this shit all around you, man. Celebrities are being more smart about the women that they deal with. So he touched me. $50 million lawsuit. She want $50 million. Woo, man. That's a mistake right there, bro. That let me know that this shit was a motherfucking plot from the get-go. It was all a setup out here in these streets. What's up with it, Sean Breezy? It was all a setup. You gotta be really careful, man, when you got that bag, bro. I mean, we talking about you have to be really careful. You know, you gotta be really careful. You know, there's no evidence. It's all about he say, she say, or about what he said, what she said. It's like, well, can you prove that this happened? When did it happen? How did it happen? Oh, he didn't want to put a condom on it inside the anal. We don't really have any evidence of that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Only in the world, only in America where you can get sued without any evidence. Like, where's your evidence? Where's your receipts? You know? It's cold, man. This thing chokes the hell out of me, man. Anyway, whatever. Only in America where you just get lied on, man, and thrown into jail, sued, and it all. I mean, all she got to do is make an accusation. All she got to do is make an accusation against you, and then all of a sudden, that shit spreads like wildfire. You feel what I'm saying? You just leave them women alone, bro. I'm telling you. You couldn't resist the temptation. You know, the temptation got the best of you, man. You know? You know what I'm saying? Nah, what's up with it? Yeah, he shouldn't be punished for this shit, bro. Like, first of all, you gotta have some evidence, and everybody already believing in what she's saying. Yeah, where the evidence at? You know? You know? All because you wanted some sex, man. You can't even lay down with somebody, man, without people saying something. You know? You can't even lay down with somebody. They all in the bedroom, in a man's bedroom, bruh. Dick watching. You know. That's really gold diggerish right there, by the way. For her to jack up the price, for $50 million, that's a huge mistake on her part. That let me know that this is not about like, oh, he touched me or he raped me. It's all about, let me get as much money as I can. Let me get as much money as I can, Jack up that price. Somebody in their ear talking about, yeah, we can get more than that. What you talking about, girl? You better jack up that price. The motherfuckers in there smoking weed. Man, I'm talking about, we could get more than that. I need my cut, I need my cut. That's not enough. Not enough, man. And the thing is, they offer her $10 million. Exactly, Sean Breezy. They offer her $10 million, shut the fuck up. And she wouldn't take the money. That shows that she is after a more than a. That was a huge mistake on her. She might not get anything now. Because they're gonna see like 50 million. Like goddamn, like nobody gets 50 million for being groped or being touched in the wrong way. Some motherfuckers, they take 10 million. Okay, I'm good. But the bitch got greedy, man, and that was a huge mistake on her part. Cause they seeing she greedy, Feed the needy, not the greedy. Feed the needy, not the greedy. You know, all they gotta say is, he looked at me the wrong way. I need $50 million. That's how like some it was Ezel from Friday. You know how much you could get from a slip and a fall in the stove? You know how much you could get for claim that he touched you in the wrong way? You could get $50 million. Fucking greedy ass people, man. Stay focused on your square, man. Don't let all this bullshit, you know, get you distracted from chasing the bag. Don't let it discourage you or whatever, man. Just keep going and move how you want to move, man. You know what I'm saying? No, matter of fact, move carefully, you know. Tread lightly. Because we living in a day and age where she could just say something and you'll be in handcuffs or you'll be, you know, in jail, you know, or you'll be getting sued for most of your money, you know, your hard-earned cash. When she didn't work for none of that money, man. These bitches don't want to work. Women are fucking lazy, man. Most, not all of them, but a lot of them are fucking lazy. They don't want to work. They want to always try to find a man with a lot of money. If you ain't tall and handsome, you know, they're going to sue you for your money. You know, if you ain't around their age, you know, they're going to sue you for your money. You know, naturally, these young females don't want to have nothing to do with you, bro. You see what I'm saying? Naturally, a lot of these young females don't want to have nothing to do with you, man. Because if it was Chris Brown, that wouldn't be happening. This lawsuit wouldn't be happening. I'm suing him because he's old. He's 50-something years old. I don't want to have nothing to do with him, so I might as well get his money. You know, this wouldn't be happening if he was genuine. Not even if he was genuine, shit. Genuine like 50-something. But I never hear any false accusations against the pretty boys, man. It's always the old motherfucker. Bill Cosby. You know, now this guy, Shannon Sharp. You know, it's always the old motherfuckers getting sued, but you know, yeah, they treat, just like Sunshine Shoulder said, man, they treat old people bad in this country, bro. You can't even be old and have a whole lot of money. You feel what I'm saying? Ooh, get away from me. You old. You old. You old. You too old. You 45. I don't want to lick on his nuts. I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole. You know, 45. Ooh, that's nasty. Ooh, ew. 50, 57. Ooh, that's nasty. Ooh, ew. Just want to throw up in my mouth. That's what they say, right? You know. And like, you ain't even want it no more after you hit a certain age. Being old and broke, that's the worst though. Old with some money, that's cool, that's better. But old and broke is the worst. I say you just to stay focused on your bread, man. Forget all this bullshit that's going on in the media. You know, let go of the stress. You know, forget about the trolls that come around my channel and talk shit. Forget about motherfuckers who make videos about you. Forget about everybody. Focus on your bread, man. You know, focus on your money. A lot of these motherfuckers are just sideline haters, man. You know, they on the sideline, bro. Talking a whole lot of shit. But they're not really playing the game. You know what I'm saying? They're really not playing the game. They don't even want to like check into this shit, bro. They just want to throw him under the jail, or throw him and sue his money, get all his money. Like $50 million, that's a lot of fucking goddamn money, bro. That's like, she going in for overkill, bro, and she making a huge mistake by not taking that $10 million. Because that, she probably won't get anything. You feel what I'm saying? And the fact that a lot of these broads set you up, like, the way they set you up is to record you and shit like that. He should have had her sign. First of all, when you're dealing with these women, you gotta be really, really careful. You gotta make sure you got paperwork for them to sign. No, my business does not go out into the public. You will be sued. Yes, sign the consent form and stuff like that, that I can do my business with you. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be really careful out here, man. You gotta be really careful. You have to tread lightly. When you're dealing with these women, you gotta have them sign paperwork. You are a celebrity. You have a lot to lose. A consent form will be nice. A non-disclosure will be nice. Sign something. Have these women sign something, bro. You guys are killing me with this shit, bro. You just jumping in head first without having them sign paperwork? Do you know who you are? You forgot who you are, huh? You feel what I'm saying? Man, it's up, man. Like I said, man, I never hear some of these pretty boys like Chris Brown get some false accusations of touching, because women want Chris Brown to touch them. Never hear any of these pretty boys out here never get sued for nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's always the old motherfuckers, bro. It's always the niggas that's after 30 years old. What's that dude name? Gooding, Omar Gooding, okay? They had him, in jail, or he got in trouble, you know what I'm saying, for touching and stuff and groping. He got in trouble with putting his hand where he shouldn't have been putting his hands. Women, they see you as a come up. You're worth a lot of money. Lawsuits will kick in the door. You feel what I'm saying? Boy, I tell you, man, you gotta be careful, man. Like me, if I hit a bag or whatever, I gotta be careful now. That reminds me, bro. I'm glad this shit is in my face right now. I'm glad. Now I gotta be like, oh, okay, if I get a bag, you gotta be really careful, bro. You gotta be really careful. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. You feel what I'm saying? Be really careful out here in the streets, because they will get you. Was it Cuban Gooding Jr.? Yeah, that's his name. See, I'm bad with names, man. I'm glad Sean kicking the door, man, and give me the real names, man, because I'm real bad with names, because I don't really follow these people, bro. They had him hemmed up, bro. You feel what I'm saying? They had Cuban Jr. Cuba Gooding Jr. And he old. It's always the old guys, right? It's never like the guys in their 20s, early 20s or whatever, or like 30s. After a while, you get old, bro. You consider a straight up perv. These young females, they see you as a fucking pervert, bro. I'm gonna cover up. There's an old man right there. I gotta cover up. I don't want him to look at my bottom. I don't want him to look at my breasts. My breast is only for Chad and Tyrone. That's what they be doing out here, man. That's why it's like, man, I see why a lot of cats are really going overseas, man, because after you hit a certain age, if you don't got a lot of money, your life is pretty much over with females, or young females anyway. With young females, once you hit that 30 mark, man, your life is pretty much over if you ain't got no bread. Because after you hit 30, you are considered a dinosaur. You can't be touching on nobody no more. You can't be hugging nobody no more. I remember when I was younger, bro, I never got in trouble for getting hugs from females and shit like that. Remember back in the day when we was in at junior high school and high school and shit like that, we used to walk up and get hugs from females and stuff. How you doing, baby? Get a hug, nice big hug. You know what I'm saying? Or back in the day when we was in elementary, we used to walk around, smack women on the ass and run. You feel what I'm saying? Never got in trouble, man. It's only when you get old you get in trouble, bro. You just old for no goddamn reason, bro. Just old and outdated and ancient for no reason. Like back in the day, man, you hella ancient. That's what they used to say. You hella ancient. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, you hella ancient. Yeah, after you hit the 30 mark, because I noticed I started having trouble with young females. You know, when I hit 30 plus, man, I remember they start calling me grandpa and shit. And I was like, God damn, I'm only 32. But yeah, to a 22-year-old woman, I mean, you are a grandpa. A 32-year-old grandpa. Oh, don't do that grandpa stuff on me. Oh, you guys remember that? You feel what I'm saying? Remember I told you about that female when I was having sex with her? I was hitting her from behind. And she was like, come on. Don't try that grandpa shit on me. Don't do that grandpa shit on me. And I was like, what? I'm only 32. and every year after that, bro, it got worse and worse. You just an old perv after that. And unless you got some money, bro, young females in America would not even look at you, bro. I mean, some of them will if you still got your body in check. Don't get me wrong. There's some young women that would still look at you. You working out, you still got muscles and stuff. You know, they'll look at you. But let you be some fat bald guy, you know, that's short. Boy, you know, they trying to sue your pants off if you got something. You know. As you get older and older, you become less desirable, man. That's just the way it is. That's the way life is. You know, about to get a lawsuit just thrown at you, bro, for no apparent reason. Gonna ruin your life just because you old. The stuff never happened, man. Like, think about it. When Cuban Gooding Jr. was young, it didn't happen. You know, when Shannon Sharp was young in his prime, it never happened. It didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It only happens when you get old and you're messing with very young females who don't really want to have nothing to do with you. You're 50-something years old, really. You know, these 20-year-old women don't want to have nothing to do with you. You old, man. Shannon Sharp, you are old. You are way past my age, man. You're like 10 years plus. How old is he? Like 57? I'm 45. Like 12 years gap. Bro, it's just gonna get worse as you get older, man. That's why it's better to have money than not to have any money as you get old, man. At least you do have options. But these options can turn into a complete nightmare, man. Right now, Shannon Sharp is having nightmares. He's tossing and turning in his sleep. I know it. He's probably having dreams about this shit, bro. Because I know. Sub 5 stalker, I'm still having dreams about that bitch, bro. how she stalked me for like how many goddamn years. I felt like it was years. It was really like 4 months, but I felt like it was years. How Sub 5 Stalker tried to ruin my life because I didn't want to sleep with her, man. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. How you just want to throw me in jail because I don't want to sleep with you? You psychotic, uh, you know, narcissist. You know, you know, she's a psychotic narcissist, bro. She's insane. She was insane. Like, no, I'm not trying to have babies with you. I'm not trying to settle down with you. No, your genetics are inferior to mine. And that goes to show how entitled a lot of these women are, bro. You know. You know. So, nah, man. Like I said, man, sex and money. I mean, love and sex. I'm supposed to have been talking about love and sex. Love and sex don't pay bills, man. You know. Love and sex don't pay bills. When I was younger, man, you think that it does, right? You don't know how to separate the two. You think that, oh, love and sex is just all I need to survive. No. It doesn't pay bills. That's why you gotta be really careful and tread lightly, man. You know. Your money pay bills. You know, money pay bills. Not sex and love. You know what I'm saying? You know. And stay focused on what matters the most. Stay focused on your bread, your money, your career. Focus on your bag. Focus on everything, bro. Feel what I'm saying? Focus on what matters. You know, what matters is what's in front of me and my obstacles that I gotta go over, that I gotta deal with every single day. You know, focus on your shit. Stay up on your shit. You know, don't ever like mix business with pleasure, man. You would get burnt in the long haul. Sometimes temptation, you gotta learn how to resist it, man. You know, you gotta learn how to resist certain temptations that can ruin your career and ruin your bag. You know, fumbling the bag, it gotta hurt. I mean, for Shannon Sharpe to fumble the bag like that, it had to hurt him, man. That's why he had to step down from ESPN. You know, like we said, man, shit was embarrassing, bro. Stay focused on your shit, man. Don't get distracted by these women. For real, don't get distracted. Don't get distracted by nothing. You know, stay up on your grind, bro. Feel what I'm saying? Stay up on your grind. Stay focused on the money. You feel what I'm saying? And move carefully. You know, move carefully. Don't move in a sloppy manner, bro. Or this shit can happen to you. A sloppy manner, man. You just doing everything and anything and trusting people and all that other stuff, man. You know, don't do it. It's gonna be some some fucking severe consequences, man. you go you gonna get you gonna be like that guy on TV, man. I'm telling you. Don't be that guy that moves sloppy, bro. You gotta always suspect that everybody's out to get you when you got the bag, man. When you dealing with females, you could be thinking in your head like, damn, I know she's trying to get me. I might as well document this and get her to sign some paperwork. She might be, she might be out to get me. You know, I gotta do some recording of my own. I gotta have her, sign that paperwork, and then I'll record her doing it. You know what I'm saying? And have somebody witness her sign that paperwork. Have a witness stand by. That's how you gotta operate, bro. That way, if she try to do what she do, you can show the courtroom or the people like, look, she signed this, she signed that. I got a witness that witnessed her sign it. You know what I'm saying? And I knew you should have been like, look, I was suspicious of her, bro. Feel what I'm saying? I was suspicious of her. So I had to go take her through the ringer, man, because I'm not trying to lose everything that I have over some false accusations. But he wasn't thinking like that, though. He was just thinking like, hey, I'm who I am, and that's all that matters, bro. Yeah, you are who you are, but also you got to stay safe. Feel what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end this live, man, because I only got 14% left. You guys have a good day. I'll be back on later. I'm out.